Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I think you need to unmute yourself and then while talking.
Okay,
Otherwise,
sir.
I can't. I'm not able to hear you all.
Okay.
1 second. Hello.
Sir.
Yeah. Hi, Pradyumna. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Appreciate your interest.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And yeah, hope everyone right. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is the first class, right? So quite. It takes time for me to remember all of your name.
Sorry, sound.
Can you mute yourself, please? Let me mute all, okay? Okay, I muted. Yeah, fine. So, good morning to you all. I know some of you with the names like, I cannot remember in the first class. So, I'll start repeating your names and try to understand you all, okay? Yeah, let me add. Yeah, hi, Aditya. Yeah, hi, Sai, Pradyumna, Vaibhav. And then Sean, Samiksha, Sriveshi, and yeah, Venkat. Okay, fine. Yeah, as this is our first class, so I'm going to show you all the the details, like what we are going to do, and then how interestingly we make the sessions to work for you. Okay, we learn the basics of how to build a website. So I'm going to teach you all with the basics. So let me share my screen first. I hope you're all seeing my screen, right? Good. Yeah, you can talk, by unmuting yourself. So that gives me, the interactive session is always good. Yeah, if you don't understand anywhere, you can, stop me and then ask me your questions.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with what's today's agenda. Okay, let me start the slideshow. Yeah, you all know, like you're all very excited and interesting, and I'm also very eager to meet you all, and then good to see you all here. So as this is our first class, I'm going to explain, like what is the agenda and then what are our objectives so of these classes. Fine. Yeah, today's agenda. Today, what we will be learning, and then what is required from you to to do from your side. So yeah, I'm going to give you a brief introduction about myself, and I'll try to understand you all. Okay, and then I'll explain about what are the prerequisites for learning these classes. Okay, like what softwares are needed, what tools are needed. So I'm going to explain that part. And then third part is like I'm going to explain you all about our e-platform. So where you can where you can find the links and the descriptions and all. So I'm going to explain it in the third section, and we'll discuss about the web browser, and we'll discuss about what is the HTML page, and what are the page components, and how the layouts. Yeah, and then later I'm going to show you with a small page design. So I'm going to write a small program, so which makes you like how the code looks like. So we'll start with only HTML for initial 1 week. So after that, we'll jump into the JavaScript part. And the third week, we'll go into the CSS part. And fourth week, we'll combine all the things together. And then, you'll see the end website. Okay. Yeah, the final one is like, the practice work. So I'm going to give a practice work for today. So you just have to practice from your side. So as and when you find time, you have to practice so that, you should be very comfortable in writing the code. Okay. Yes, yeah. So this is my brief introduction. So my name is Gopal Krishna, and I have been working as a software architect, and it's been past 16 years I'm into IT industry. So I work with passion. So working in software projects is my passion. So I expect you all, to have such kind of passion. If you have a passion and interest, you can, excel in your career. So that's what I always suggest my team members or my students. So you should you try to see where you can see yourself in next few years later. Okay, so you have to work with passion. That's very important. And next one is like I worked on various web technologies, like I worked on Java, J2EE, and then multiple web related frameworks. So this is all very huge actually. So very huge subject for you. So in the beginning, right, I would like to explain only the few things, very small things for you to understand. Okay, this looks too much heavy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is let's start with our with introducing yourself. I want to understand you all first. So can you introduce yourself with your names one by one? Yeah. First, I'll ask Vaibhav. You can introduce yourself to the team members.
Hi, good morning. I'm Vaibhav. I am currently studying secondary 2 this year, and I'm 14. And I take up robotics as a CCA in my school. Thank you.
Yeah. And how about you, Samiksha?
Hello, my name is Samiksha and I'm studying in secondary 4 and I'm 16.
Okay. And Sai Pradyumna?
Good morning to all. This is Sai Pradyumna. I am studying 9th class.
Okay. Sean?
Hello, my name is Shan. I am studying in 5th grade.
Okay. And Advay?
Hello, my name is Advay and I'm in the same class as Shan.
Oh, you both are classmates. Yeah. Which school are you going?
PPS.
Oh, good. Very good to hear that. Okay. Aditya?
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Aditya and I am currently in 9th grade.
Okay. And Shriyasi?
Are you talking about me? Hello.
Hello. Hi, Shriyasi. Good morning.
My name is Shivrashi and I study in Victoria School in secondary 1.
Okay, good. And Rohit?
Hello, my name is Rohit and I study in JC2.
Okay, yeah, good. So I can, recall your names. Yes. Fine. Let's see about the introduction classes like for the HTML. Okay, so the website building, right? If you want to build any website, we need three things. Three things to build any website. The first one is HTML, and second one is JavaScript, and third one is CSS styles. Remember these three combinations. So any web page is a combination of these three languages. Okay, so basically speaking, HTML, HTML is like, you have to memorize the tags that are specified in the HTML page. Like, you need to learn the tags to memorize these HTML elements. So once you memorize these HTML tags, right? So later point of time, like when you are building the website, you can actually see which tag is suitable for this kind of requirement, and then you can start using those tags. Okay, so basically speaking, it tests your memory. It tests your memory. And second one is like JavaScript. JavaScript is like, it's basically client-side script. We say it as client-side script, which is executed on a web browser. Okay, so basically it involves the logic like, if you're doing addition or subtraction or division, so that can be performed using the JavaScript. Okay, and third one is CSS styles. CSS styles is like, how creative you are to design a page. So that tests your creativity. You see, I'll give you an example. Any web page you browse on internet will have a combination of these three. Let me show you. Let me show you how it is related. Aditya, can give me any of the website that you remember?
The Cambridge official website.
Okay, I'm going to University of Cambridge website. Okay, you see, what I'm going to show you is like, this is a website, right? Right click on it. Right click on any website. You try this part, view page source. Have you ever tried this one? No, right? Try this.
Inspect before, but not.
Okay, yeah, try this. When you try this, the code that is displayed here is all HTML, JavaScript, and the CSS styles. Okay, you see, this is the HTML code. And this part is all script, you see. This is all JavaScript. And this is the body content that you're going to see on the page. And you see this part, class is there, right? So class is nothing but CSS styles. So each section of the HTML page will have its own style. Fine. So you try this part to see, like, what is the components of a web page. Okay. Next thing. What is a website? So now we browsed one website, right? I'll open it for you so that you'll see. Okay, can tell me what is a website in your own terms, Yes, Aditya, yes.
So basically, a website is it's a page which contains a lot of information which can help you.
Perfectly right. Perfectly right. So website is like, it gives a static content and a dynamic content. Okay, any website you take, it gives both the kind of things. It depends on type of the website. Okay. Basically, one more thing you see. So this is just the home page, right? And I'm going to, so you see there are many links in a single page, right? So the one which you see here, right, in the first section, so this is a home page. We say it as a home page. Home page is like, landing page. Whenever you browse any website, the first page that you see is a home page. Okay, we'll note it down. Some keywords actually, we need to note down some new terms. home page. Okay, so home page is the page which is which is called as landing page when you browse any website. So this is the website, and the first page that is displayed is a home page. Now let's see, it has got many links in it. So the home page will have a lot of links in it. When you click on other links, it goes to a different page, right? This is another web page. You click on this is one more web page. This is one more web page. If you keep on clicking any links, right, you'll find a new web page, right? So in one way we can actually define a website as the collection of web pages. Okay, each page is a web page, and there are many web pages here, right? So all those web pages collectively called as website. Okay, so that's where the basic definition here. Website is nothing but the collection of several web pages. Okay, so this is one of the new term that you would be encountering in my classes. So website is a one, web page is a one. Okay, these are all the new terminologies I'm going to give you here. Please bear with me for today, because today mostly I would be explaining the concepts, like the practicals will be very less in the first class. I'm going to explain more on like the terminologies used. Okay, so that for the next few classes you would be easily understanding what I'm talking. Okay, yeah. Now what is a web page? We understood about the website, right? So this is a website, and then we came to know some web page. So can anybody explain like what is a web page? Sean, any idea? Okay, it's okay, fine. Never mind. Let's see here. I think this part you might have learned in your school as well. Okay, Aditya, I'll pass it to you. Okay, I'm going to hide it. Yeah, I'll pass it to Aditya. Yes, Aditya.
I think the web page is like, it's the part of the website, like it's the part of the website that tells you what to do and like gives the information. So basically the website is the main source, but the web page is like a sub part of the main source.
Correct. Yeah. So it's true. Yeah, Advai. Yes, Advai.
I think web page is the sub page of the website.
Right. So that's one more small term. Yeah, very small definition in your own way. That's good. So I want you all to interact with me like this, so that we'll make it interesting. So if I keep on talking myself, right, it's not interesting. So I want to make it interesting. So, and one more thing, yeah, I wanted to tell you all. So I want you all to become friends in this group. Okay, whoever is coming in your sessions, right, I want you all to be friends, make new friends. Okay, make new friends. That's how you learn new things. Okay, so they would be having a lot of new things that in their mind, and then when you talk to them, you'll come to know a lot of new things from others. Okay, make new friends within the team, and then learn new things. Okay, let's make the class interesting. So any questions, if you have, you can stop me, you can ask me. Okay, we'll stop, and then see, basically the course is for you all to understand the features of building the website. So if you don't understand, you have to stop it there, and then you have to get it clarified. Okay, so yeah, I think you might have understood the definition of web page. Okay, one second. Okay, now let's see web page. So you might have encountered the definition of web page in your school. I remember when I was teaching it to my son. So basically, web page. So what is a web page? So we say it as like it is an electronic document. When we say electronic document, it means like it is a digital file residing on any computer. So you are writing MS Word, or you are writing a page, HTML page. So if it is residing in your computer, it is called digital page. So we are making it as electronic, right? So it's not handwritten or anything. So it is a file that is residing in your computer. Okay. And basically, one more thing is like, if you add this HTML page to any web server, okay, any web server, okay, web server, good idea, good thing. So let me add a new term, web server. You may not understand web server. Okay, I will explain each and every term in the glossary section. I'm going to show you where exactly you can find, like, if you don't find the meaning of this, you just let me know. I'll show you where exactly you can find the meanings of it. Okay. Yeah, electronic document. We are talking about the electronic document. So that resides on the server. So server means, on an internet. So within that network, there can be multiple networks. So a file that is residing in a network, which can be accessed by others through using an internet. Like you browse a website, right? So you don't know where that file is located. Let's see here. Let's go here. Do you guys know where this file is located? Here, we don't know where exactly this file is located, but still we are able to access University of Cambridge web page, because web server provides a way to access the files over the internet. Okay, that resides on their servers. Cambridge University has got their own web servers. The files are residing in their server, and it opens up access to internet. So using internet, we all can access their website. You understood the terminologies, right? Any doubts, any questions you have? Vaibhav?
No.
Okay, yeah, you're able to follow me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, stop me if you don't understand, okay, so that, I'll get idea, like, how to explain it, okay? Fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, basically, you see here, the web page is an electronic document. It is residing on the server and is accessible using an internet. Okay, only accessible using internet. So there can be multiple networks. So there can be network 1, network 2, network 3. So if a file is residing in network 1, so that file can be accessed within that network. Suppose network 1 and network 2 don't have connectivity, right? Then you cannot access. So the connectivity is provided by internet. Okay, the internet connects to all the networks, so that within their network, if it is not accessible, they go to internet and then they can browse the file. Okay, that's you'll slowly understand that when I explain about the web server part. Fine. And let's see here. So web pages, we were talking about the web page, right? So web pages usually, it is built with the core technologies. So core technologies, when I speak, right, there are advanced frameworks that came in between. So like, PHP, Perl, Python, and then JSP, ASP, .NET, C#. There are many new frameworks that came in. Ultimately, when you build a code on new technologies, right, finally they are all transpiled into HTML, JavaScript, CSS. I got an idea here. I just said a term, transpiled. Did you guys noticed it? I used a term called transpiled. Okay, transpiled. I want Advay. Tomorrow, will you explain me what is transpile meaning? Okay. I'm going to show you where to find the definition and how to find. You explain what do you understand by transpiled from your side. Okay. I will show you. No, don't worry. I'll give you the link. I'll give you where to find the meaning of transpile. It is pretty straightforward. Okay. So this is a new term. So note down. Okay. What I suggest you all is like, if you find something new to you, right? Note it down. Note it down. That's very important. If you note it down, then you can start using it. Fine. So any frameworks that you work on, ultimately they will be transpiled into the HTML, JavaScript, and CSS style sheets. So they're all transpiled. Means basically, to give you an idea what the transpiled means is like, source to source conversion. So it means like, one way it is like this. So you are writing you are instructing a computer by writing the code. Take an example of Word, MS Word. You all know MS Word, right? Okay, MS Word. What text you will write in it? You are going to write the text, right, in English. You are going to write it in a plain English. But ultimately, the computer, it is actually, whatever you type in normal English, right? It is actually internally converted into the computer understandable format. Okay, the computer can only understand that. So it means that, like, converting from one source code to another source code. Okay, so that's the high level meaning of transpile. Like, there are advanced frameworks, right? So advanced frameworks will be converted to a low level core languages like, HTML, JavaScript, CSS. That makes it like, browser can easily identify or, understand HTML, JavaScript, CSS. So it will render the content very easily. Okay. And these three technologies, can you name them, Sai Pradyumna? What are the new three technologies?
HTML, JavaScript, and CSS styles.
Okay. Yeah. These three are the core technologies of the World Wide Web. When I say World Wide Web, it is like internet. We are accessing all the pages using World Wide Web. World Wide Web is nothing but internet. Okay. Fine. Now let's get into the prerequisite section. Okay. So remember one thing. So whatever I am teaching now, right? So tomorrow, so you can expect a question for everyone. Each question, whatever I'm explaining now, right? To see like, whether you are understanding me correctly or not. So tomorrow I'm going to have a revision class. Okay, revision class is like, I'll give you 5 to 10 questions. So I want you all to answer those questions to see like, whether you are able to understand or not. So whatever, just pay attention to what I'm explaining today. So mostly, today's part would be like, theory only. So the last 15 minutes, I'm going to explain you some code part that you need to practice it. Okay. Yeah. Prerequisites, what we need for building a code. So we are learning HTML, JavaScript, CSS, right? So what do we need? We need either Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code. Okay. I'm not sure whether you may have installed Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code, but I will provide you the links. I will show you where exactly the links are located. Yeah, here I need to put a caveat, like, you don't browse internet. Don't browse internet because internet is very dangerous. There are scammers that are, watching everyone. There are scammers on internet. You should be very careful, very, very, very careful while accessing the internet. Okay, you have to pay lots of attention. You know why I'm telling that? One of my friend recently, of my age, he got trapped into the network. Somebody called him from Singtel. They say like, they say like, okay, we are calling from Syntel. We want to check your internet. So unknowingly, he gave his access, he gave access to his internet, and they have cleaned up his bank account. So that's why I always say my students, be very, very, very careful while accessing internet. Okay, you should know what website you are browsing and what services it's going to give you. Okay, don't simply like, whenever somebody asks for any information, don't click anything. Okay, just be aware of these security threats. Yes, so basically for this prerequisites, I want Notepad++, Visual Studio Code, either Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code. But I suggest, because I am a software engineer, I'm a developer, I need Visual Studio Code. I prefer Visual Studio Code. So I will provide you the link where to download and install. If you not able to download Visual Studio Code, well and good, no worries. You can still download Notepad++. Okay.
Can you
And
send the link now? Then I can start downloading it.
no, I'll show you. I'll show you above, because I don't want you all to browse internet on your own. I will provide you all the links in my e-platform. So it provides you a secure way of accessing the links. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And you see here, the next part is like, when you write your HTML programs, right? So you want to execute it somewhere. So where do you execute? You will execute it on the browser. So that's why we need either, you may need Chrome, or you may need Internet Explorer or Firefox, any browser. So I recommend Chrome browser. Okay. So I recommend Visual Studio Code. I recommend to install Chrome browser. Okay. So there are some queries. Okay, sir, I don't have a laptop. I don't have a laptop. I just have an iPad. So how can I learn your classes? How can I, this is a valid question, right? So I got some requests like this, like, they have a only one laptop and they don't have a another laptop for other child. So I recommend to use Ripple IT. So that link also I'm going to provide it in the reference links. I'll show it in the next slide. Okay, so this is where I was talking about. So e-platform, our iPassMos e-platform. So we enabled this for all our students. So you can log in either this by going to this site directly, or you go to ipassmo.com and you can click on the sign in link there. Okay, I hope you all have logged into this website, right? And changed your password. Please change your password as soon as you log in. Okay, let me show you that part. Let me show you from my side. So yes, I'm going to close this. I'm going to show it from the beginning. So you go to ipassmo.com and then you can see a sign in link here, right? You just click on the sign in link. It takes you to the login page of our e-platform. And then here you can provide your login credentials. Okay, so you all have login credentials. If you don't have login credentials, you ping me separately. Okay, I will create it for you. I hope I have created for everyone. Let's get into this. Okay, I have logged in now, and you go to the My Courses section. Okay, you go to the My Courses section, and I have registered you all for this course. Okay, this is the course I have created for all of you for this December. So you go to My Courses section and you'll find the web development course here. So everybody, have this feature on your e-platform, right? Anybody doesn't see this class in your My Courses section? Advay, any doubts?
My doubt is that if one device is made how do they code the device?
Means?
If I mean that when they made a newly made device, how do they make the code if there is no app or anything to do it?
Okay, I'm going to show you. Yeah, you are talking about the how to build the code, right? On the
No.
iPad.
No, I'm talking about how do they build the code when there is no app made on a newly made a device.
Okay, you are actually thinking a lot actually, so that's a separate topic actually. Okay, so for now we'll refrain getting into those things like app building and all. We'll refrain to this part. You just listen to the one which I'm saying, so you'll get some idea. After this, you can have your own thoughts actually. Okay, Advay?
Yes.
Okay, now once you see your course here, right, you just click on it. I'm going to suggest you all to click on this. You're trying it now, right? Are you all trying now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I ask you all to stop trying it now. Just, we'll do it in parallel. Okay. I'll do, you also try it. I'm going to click this. So you clicked on it, right? You're all able to see this icons, right? Apps for you, right? You all can see?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Okay, good. So, okay, Venkat, you are able to see?
Yes, sir.
Shrivesi? Okay, good. So fine. Yeah. Samiksha, how about you? You can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then let's go. Sean, how about you?
Sir, I can't understand where you went.
Okay, see, I'm going to show you again. I'm closing it. You see here? I'm going to log off again. You see, you're seeing my screen, right? Sean, are you able to see my screen? So which page I'm in right now?
Google.
Okay, so go to Google browser and then type ipasmo.com. Tried it? Sean? Yes, go to sign in link here in the top right corner. Top right corner, you can find sign in link there, right?
Yes.
Okay, click on that sign in link. Okay, you have your login details, right? So you can give your login details and then get inside the LMS application. Okay, did you get inside? Okay, what page you see now?
Home page.
Yes, see, you started using home page. Very good. I really appreciate you. We learned just now home page, right? I was telling you here new terminology. So I mentioned home page. Okay, home page is nothing but landing page. You see here. I want you all start using the new terms like this. Good, Sean. Okay, you can see the home page, right? Now get into the My Courses section. Click on the My Courses link. You can see, right? You can see this course, right? Web development. Yeah, click on this. You can see the reference, all the apps here, okay, which is available to you. Let me explain what you have to look for. So first thing, you want to see what this course is all about. you can go to course description section. Okay, go to course description section to learn about the course. Before that, I would suggest to go get into the links. Can you see the reference links apps here? Reference link app. Go inside there. Click that links app. So what do you see now? Aditya, what do you see now after clicking the links app?
It shows the web page which contains the links for the Visual Studio Code.
Yes, correct.
Right.
So this is the place where I have validated all the links, and all these are secure links. Okay, Vaibhav, you can see the page, right? This page, you can find all the links here.
Yes.
You can directly click on this. It will take you to the downloads section of the Visual Studio Code. Okay, just try it. Let's try it. I'm going to click this. So it's going to code.visualstudio.com, and then download section. You can find which version of laptop you are using. Based on that, you can download your specific link. Okay. Yes. Now Notepad++. If somebody don't have Notepad++, they can install Notepad++ here if they want to have it on their laptop. And NGINX web server, I'm going to explain it later. This is too early for you. And if you don't have Chrome web browser, I suggest you can download it from this web browser link. Okay, but don't try any of these on your iPad. Okay, iPad, I'll provide you the last option. So may I check, if anybody of you are using phone or iPad? Shrivesi, you're okay, right? Shrivesi?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I'm going to explain this part also. Sometimes you may not have access to a laptop or computer. You can try this link. Vaibhav, this one is also for you. Whenever you are in school, right? You can try this option. Click on this. It takes you to repl.it. Okay, you try to register in this website, repl.it or epl.it. You register into this site, and then here you can go to new REPL. Okay, just click on plus new REPL, click on this and select what language you want to learn. So currently we are learning HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? Select this one, give a name to it, and then create REPL. Okay, it will create a REPL for you. And then yesterday I created one. So let's go to, holiday coding camp here. You see here, 9 hours back, I created this. Go inside this, and then it provides you to try HTML coding in the browser itself. So you don't need to have a laptop or computer. You want to learn the tags, you can try it over here. Okay, so CSS is for style sheet, JS is for JavaScript, HTML is for writing the HTML code. Okay, you try this part for today, and then I'm going to close this. Fine, let's see. Yes, so we understood about logging into this website, and then we went to my courses section, and you all know the important links. So all the links I have provided in the LMS, our e-platform application. Yeah, we learned about where to find the secure link. So reference links is the app where you can find a secure link to download. Now let's see, I missed out one part. Okay, my courses section, go to this. Yeah, here one more thing I would like to say. So I want you all to get into the glossary section. Glossary, okay? You know what glossary section is about? So I was explaining here, right? So all the new terminologies that you are learning, So all these new terminologies and its definitions, I'm going to add it in the glossary section. Okay, so whenever we learn new terms, right? So I'm going to add it here. Like, currently I have added 3 things: compiler, transpiler, and web server. So you can find the definitions over here. Like, compiler is like a program that takes source code written in one language and produce an output file in some other language, understandable by the computer after successfully passing through all the syntactical validations. Yes, Advay.
I am not able to log into the iPassmode.com.
Okay, Advay. So have you changed your password?
I don't know what's my password.
Okay, I will. So what I will do is, you just understood what I said just now, right? Remember this. After the class, I'm going to send you the details again. I'll reset your password and send you again.
Yes.
Okay. So note down glossary section, glossary app, and links app. Note it down that way. These 2 are important. You can log in once you get your credentials. Okay, I'll reset once I reset your credentials. Fine. So everybody, right? You can, for any new terminologies, right? You can refer to this section, and if you feel something to be added, you can let me know. Okay, I'll find the proper definition and add it here, so that you can find all the new terminologies, all the new items to refer at one place. Okay, so you have this app to refer all the definitions here. Okay. Yeah, here also, like, the transpiler, it is a subset of compiler. So we say it as, the compiler. The compiler is the wrapper one, and transpiler is internal to it. It's like a source code file to convert into another source code file from one language to another language. Okay, it's something like that. And web server, so I'm going to explain it in the subsequent classes. Okay. Yes, what's the other thing that I wanted to see? Yeah, and this one is very important. I told you, right? Use the links specified in the reference link section only. So I told you links app and links app. Okay, where is that again? Yeah, links and glossary. So anything is all secured here. So links are very secure. So you go to this and then access the links if you want to download anything. Okay. So don't browse internet on your own. Okay, you may think very easy, oh, what's there, but you don't realize once it happens. Okay, never take anything very lightly. So I suggest you all to be serious about, when I'm telling about the scammers. Scammers are very intelligent than us. Okay, so they are always watching when they provide some scripts injected into internet, and those scripts will try to find the information that they needed. Okay, to hack our systems or all. So try to avoid, browsing internet on your own. Take help from your, from me or your elders. Okay, and try to avoid falling into scammers trap. Okay, don't ever, give any details. Don't reveal any details. Don't give any details other than to the more, only trusted people. Okay, fine. So where are we now? E-platform, right? Yes. Now let's get into this one. The next section is browser. You know what is the browser? Yes, browser is a program actually. You may have studied in your school. So browser is a software program used to access internet. Whenever you see www, right? You just remember it as the internet. Okay. So it is a web browser is a software program used to access internet. Okay. So you can use Opera, Google Chrome, Safari, Mozilla, Internet Explorer, and even Microsoft Edge. So out of these, I recommend Google Chrome. Okay. So because widely accepted, widely used is Google Chrome nowadays. And yes, from here it would be very interesting. Very interesting classes from here. Okay, up to now, whatever I have explained, it's all a theory and some instructions for you what to do, what not to do, and all. Okay. Now here comes our coding part. So we will understand what is HTML here. So HTML, it stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it is an abbreviation for Hypertext Markup Language. Remember this. So can you all note it down somewhere? Because this question may be asked in subsequent classes. I will ask this question. So I can ask to anyone. You just have to remember this. I told HTML is about the memory, right? It tests your memory. So you have to memorize this part. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Memorize. Okay, memorize it. Now, what this HTML file contains? HTML files contains markup tags. As the name implies, right? You see the name. The name has got the third word as markup, right? HTML. M means markup. So markup is nothing but a tag. We say it as a tag, which is represented using the less than symbol and some text inside it, and then greater than symbol. Okay, each tag will have its own meaning. I'm going to explain what tag does what. Okay, each tag in HTML does its own function. So I'm going to explain it in the subsequent classes. Okay, for now, you just digest, like, HTML file it contains the markup tags. So what are the markup tags? Markup tags may be any, like, there are many markup tags inside. Like, you see the one example that I gave in the highlighted background black color, right? You see doc type, HTML. So the HTML head, meta tag, title, and then you see, yeah, have you observed anything in this pattern? So Vaibhav, do you see any, do you identify anything in this pattern, code pattern?
There is an opening tag and a closing tag.
Exactly, you hit the nail on the head. So I was expecting, I was guessing that answer. Very good. I really appreciate you. Fine. So for every starting tag, there will be an ending tag. So we say it as, you can say it as closing tag or ending tag. It means the same. So starting tag will have an ending tag. Whereas you see the doc type do not have an ending tag. Doc type do not have an ending tag. So doc type is for the browser to understand what language is written down. So there is HTML head, meta, title, right? So doc type will understand the attribute, like, HTML is specified, right? So the below code is HTML. It will identify that way, and then it will render the content accordingly. Okay. Now we understood HTML refers to hypertext markup language, and it contains all the markup tags. So the markup tags are like, HTML, head, meta, title, and all this collectively you can use to create a web page. So if you write it, so this is a simple web page. You can say it as a web page, the one which is written in the black color screenshot, right? So you can add this code in a server, then it becomes the web page. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, yeah. So you may get some doubt. So where should I write this content? So where should I write this HTML file? So you can write it in Notepad++ or in Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is nothing but, professional programmers use Visual Studio Code. So I am using it in my daily day-to-day activities. I use it regularly. Very frequently I use Visual Studio Code. So it is up to your convenience. You want to use Visual Studio Code or you want to use Notepad++. It's up to your convenience. You choose, okay? You take decision from your side. I suggest try with Visual Studio Code. So you'll start loving it. Okay. Next, the file that you save will be with .htm or .html format. Okay, all the HTML pages will have a file extension of .htm or .html. Okay. So if you want to note it down, you can note it down, because I can ask this question maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I can ask in subsequent classes. Anytime I can ask, because I want to see, like, whether you remember the previous classes content or not. Right? Good. Okay. Now let's see the page components. We're going to see the page components. Okay. So page components is like, whenever you are writing a HTML page, right? So you need to be sure, like, what each markup tag is for. So here in this page, I'm going to explain you some, page components, like, what it does and all. Okay. The first line of the code in HTML page is doc type. Okay. The doc type is for the browser, not for us or not for anyone, the browser. So it is for the browser to understand what code has been written in the bottom section. Okay, so there are multiple versions of HTML, right? So it uses this tag, doc type tag, to identify what version of the HTML or XHTML or anything that is written down. Okay, so there could be a question in the upcoming sessions on this. Fine, doc type, remember. Next. So if HTML, the second one comes the HTML. So in HTML programs, right, usually the first tag, you see here, there is no forward slash in the first tag, right? So less than symbol, HTML, and greater than symbol. So this is a syntactical notation for the starting tag. If you want to mention it as a start tag, it starts with less than symbol, a text in between, and a greater than symbol. Okay, so that is the starting tag. And ending tag, we say it as less than symbol, forward slash, and HTML. Okay, so this is the starting tag. The first one is the starting tag. The one which contains the forward slash is the closing tag. Okay, in between, we say it as a content. Okay, the content of HTML. Okay, remember this. Yes, what is this tag for? HTML is the container for the document. Okay, so HTML is the main container. So all the content that you write in the HTML page, right, will be bounded within this HTML tags. Okay, you have to write within this only. Like if you see the right side, right? Okay, right side, if you see, the first line is HTML, the bottom line is closing tag of HTML, right? So any code that goes in between these two tags only. Okay, now, so we say it as, child of HTML tag. The next one, the head tag. So the head tag is like, the child of HTML, one of the child of HTML tag. And you know what for this head tag is used? It is the container for the meta tags, metadata. Like, you specify what character set you want it to be displayed in the file. So you use meta tags. Okay, you want to specify the title of the page, you will use the title tag within head tag. Okay, and yeah, you can specify the script tag and the CSS styles tags inside head tag only. Okay, those are all called the metadata. So I'm going to explain in further sections. Okay, for now you just just to try to digest the starting tag and the closing tag. Okay, the starting tag will look like this, the ending tag will look like this with the forward slash in the beginning, not in the end, in the beginning. Okay, and title tag is specified within the head tag. Title tag is always specified within the head tag. You see in the right section, title tag is specified within the head section, and this specifies the title of the page. Okay, next one is the body. So the body content is like, it is a child of HTML again. So you see the HTML here, right? HTML will have the child as head and body. Okay, only two children here. So the body is like, whatever you type in the body content will be the displayed, will only be displayed in the web browser. Okay, whatever you type in the body section, that will alone be displayed. Okay, so whatever you write in other sections, right, other tags, it will not be displayed at all.
Even the title tag?
The title tag will be displayed only on the title section. I'm going to show you that part. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, now let's get into the HTML code. Yeah, this is how it looks. So usually in general, so whatever tags I specified, right, this is like, template structure. So you have to memorize this part. Only can you, yeah, I will send you the screenshot of this. You have to memorize this part. Okay, so once you memorize this is where you start coding, the display area on the web browser, right? Whatever text I have written here, this is the place you have to start writing the stories. Okay, so now if you see the whole code, right, the document title and the display area on the web browser, these are the two places where you would be adding the content. So remaining are all understood by the browser. So that's why, I always said to memorize this part. So doc type HTML with an exclamatory symbol in the beginning, and HTML starting tag and ending tag. Head tag will have the ending tag, title tag will have the ending tag, and the body will have the ending tag. So you just have to memorize this part. So by tomorrow you try to, if I ask someone to give me the template structure of HTML code, you should be able to say all these things. Okay. Yes, the next one comes the layout. Layout is nothing but, yeah, it's like, your web page can have its own layouts. So this is one of the examples, like, some web pages may have header section, footer section, and main content. Some of the web pages will have header section, navigation bar, content section, and index and footer section. So this is how, like, how you want your web page should look like. So it's up to you how you want, what kind of layout you want it. So using there are specific tags where you can create this kind of layouts. Okay, once you create the layout, then you can start adding in the content inside. Okay, the first thing that you do in the code is like, creating the layouts. Once you create the layouts, like, okay, let's take an example of first layout. Okay, the first one is the header section, the middle one is the main content, bottom one is the footer content. So what to be included in footer? You just, type in this area only. So you define footer tag, starting tag, and footer ending tag, and then within that you will write your code for the footer. Okay, that will not be displayed anywhere here. So footer content will only be displayed in the footer. So that's why I always say create the layout first, then you'd be able to display all the content inside. Okay, now, yeah, this is the practice work. Last slide. So last slide for today is, so I want you all to practice this work, okay, today. So I'll give an example. I'll show you a sample now, how to write this. You try it, okay? I'll show it on Notepad++. Okay, I'll show it on Notepad++. From tomorrow onwards, I'll start using, once you all have installed Visual Studio Code, then I'll show it on the Visual Studio Code also. Okay, let me show you this program.
I've downloaded Visual Studio Code, but I don't know how to create a file. Are there any specific settings?
Okay, good. Let me start using it. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to start my Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'm going to start my Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open a new window. I'm going to close this. I don't want it anymore. Yeah, here I got. So I'm going to open, where is that? Okay, okay, D drive. Okay, I'm going to open folder. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to for session 1, right? So I'm opening this one and then select folder. Okay, there is an, yeah, some kind of notifications will be there. You can ignore, those are all for Git repository. So you see this one first. Okay, you will see this one first, and you see here, there are multiple ways, Vaibhav. So you can see here in the session 1, right? You can create a file, new file here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
You can create a directory also, new folder. Okay, so now
But I
if
don't
you,
have any folder open.
okay, you don't have this one?
Yeah, as in, am I just supposed to create a new folder?
No, it's up to you how you want it. So usually, right, you know, for this session 1, I'll create all the classes here. I'll create all the images here. I'll create all the CSS files here first initially. So slowly we'll move it to folder. If you want, you can create folder like this. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
I don't see the sidebar.
The sidebar you're not seeing?
Yeah, I'm not able to see it.
Okay, maybe it, no, this is a welcome page, right? So yeah, Explorer. You may try.
So I can just start from new file, right?
Yeah, here, you see here, view Explorer. You can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can click on this. It looks like this one only. So here you can try. Okay, let me start the file, create the file. Class 1.html. Okay, this is a way of creating a file. If you're not comfortable with this, so what I suggest is you can directly go to your folder, go to the source code, session 1. You can create a new file here. This is second way. I'm telling you to create second way. Class 2.html. This is another way. And one more way, third one. I'm going to show you one more way. Go to Notepad++. Go here. I'm going to save this file. Empty file. I did not type anything. I'm going to file menu, save as. So where I want to save? Okay, here. I'm going to go into the same session 1. Here I can type it, type the file name class3.html, and you specify within the double quotes. Okay. So 3 ways. I created a file in 3 ways. Okay. So all those 3 files, you can see it here in the Visual Studio Code. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to delete this. You understood, right, Vaibhav?
Yes.
So I'm going to delete these 2 files. Okay. Okay. I have class 1. And after this, we'll conclude the class, okay? After seeing the code. So you give the exclamatory mark, doc type, HTML. This is the first line of the code. So I'm typing the starting tag. As soon as you type the starting tag, what you must do? What you must do? You must immediately add the ending tag. So that starting tag should always be followed by ending tag. Okay. So now we added the starting tag. It has got the ending tag. And then go to the content section. Just click on enter. Okay. So once you click enter, by default it will give 4 spaces. The Visual Studio Code will give 4 spaces of indentation. So this is how you see the difference of what is the child and what is the parent. So inside the HTML tag, the second one, what I told, the child of the HTML?
Body.
Yeah, that's one of the things. So before that, this one, head.
Oh, yeah, head.
Yeah, you must remember this, memorize. Yeah, memorize this part, okay? So as soon as I type the starting tag, what I should do?
Ending tag.
Exactly, you should start writing the ending tag. Now I give the ending tag here.
Enter.
Okay. Enter. So within the head tag, what you will see? What tag you have to write?
Body.
No, body will not come in head.
Title.
Exactly. Who was that? Who said title?
Aditya.
Aditya, very good. Yeah, we'll write title tag here. Okay, T-I-T-L-E. So from here it would be quite interesting, you know. So up to now, whatever I explained, right? It's all theory, and then you know what are the do's and what are not, what you should not do. From this time onwards, you'll be having some interesting subject. Okay. So I close the tag. I immediately get the ending tag here in Visual Studio Code. It have the context help actually. So the ending tag always followed. It follows the starting tag. Okay, now the content. So here what I do is story of a little boy. I'm going to type the title of the page, and then I come out of the head tag. So what is the other child of the HTML?
Body.
Body, right. Advay, good. I'll give 1 star for you. Okay, this one is body. So I type the starting tag. Immediately what I should do? Write an ending tag. So this is an ending tag here.
Then enter.
And then enter here. So here in this body section, I don't want to give any new tags here. Digest only this part. And then I'm going to write a story here. So for writing the story, I don't want to type in any content. So what I usually do is I go to a website. So again, be careful, okay, while browsing the internet, okay. Story of a little boy. Story of a little boy, and I don't want to get into those things. So I'll just copy the content. Okay, I'll copy this content. Yes. And then I'll close this part. So don't get into anything, just, you know, copy the content. I just want to copy some content to add it. I just added it. Let's see whether it is related or not. So we have a good little boy. Once there was a little boy by the name Jacob Bilbons. He obeyed his parents. Yes, and no matter how he unreasonably demands her. And yes, okay, cool. So I added the text inside it, right? Now I'm going to save the file. So Sean, can you explain how to save a file?
To save a file, you have to first go to the file section.
Okay.
Then we have to click save as.
Okay. So we already saved the file, like, you know, we already created class1.html. So here in this case, directly, you know, save is sufficient actually. Okay. We'll just click on save item in the file menu, or Control plus. Control S is the shortcut key. Okay. We'll do this one. Just click on this. The file is saved, and let's go to the folder and see whether the file is there or not. Yeah, this is the file. And what you have to do, you have to open it in the browser to see what content it is displaying now, right? You already wrote the content. I'm going to double click on this. So it opened up the page. You see here, this is the page, right? Yeah. So what is the point here? Write a above program in the file with the name story.html. Okay, we gave it as class1.html. So this is for your practice. And then open a file in the Chrome browser. Okay, we open the file in the Chrome browser. And then find above code in the location of the browser. So whatever you have typed here, right? So where do you find it in this browser? Vaibhav, for you.
Yes.
So where do you, we wrote the code here, right?
Yeah.
So where do you find this part, and where do you find this part? On the web browser.
The browser, if you look at all the way on the top, you can see the story of a little boy.
Yes.
And
So this, yeah, this is a title. You see here, this is the title. Whatever you specify in the title tag, right? So it will appear here. Okay. And whatever content you are writing, so will be displayed in the body of the browser. Okay. And I'm going to send you this screenshot of this for your practice today. So you just have to practice this part. Okay. See it on the type this code quite many times. You type it many times, like 3 times or 4 times today, so that you will memorize all the tags, all these tags.
Is it possible for you to send the slides?
You want me to send the slides? Okay, I'll add it in the our e-platform portal. You can access it from there.
Which section?
Yeah, I'll check actually. No, I haven't seen, so I'll see where is the right place. Yes, Advay.
How did you convert the? How did you put the file in that Chrome symbol?
Yes, very good question. I want questions like this. So you have a file in the folder, right? You have saved the file in the folder, right?
Yes.
Okay, here 2 ways. You can open a file in 2 ways. If it is not Chrome, if there is an Internet Explorer icon here, you can see the output in our Internet Explorer. If you still want to see it in the Chrome browser, you have to right click on it. You have to go to open with and then find Google Chrome browser here. Okay, so the same file you can open it in Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, or Chrome. Anywhere it will work. Okay, you can choose your own browser. So which browser you like, you just open that browser and then click that. It will open it here. You see, it open here. Got it?
Yes, I understood.
Yes, Sean.
Sir, I don't have Visual Studios, but I have Notepad++.
Yes, fine. It's okay. See, for Notepad++, I'll show you here. Okay. Assume that this is a file I created. Right click. Okay. I'll open this. Okay. I'll just go here. Control A, Control X. Okay. Now the file is empty. Go here. There is a file created, right? Right click. Edit with Notepad++. The file is empty, right? Notepad++. So I'm writing the code. I added my code here and I'm going to save the file. So Notepad++, I wrote the content in the Notepad++ and saved the file. And this file, you can open it by double clicking or right click, open with Google Chrome. You can see it here. Got it? Yes. I think we have taken a lot of time today. 18 minutes we took extra. So this is the last slide, and I wanted to explain up to here today only. So I'll see tomorrow I'll add some more content and then we'll discuss more from tomorrow. Okay. So thank you all for joining. I hope the first phase was quite I hope it was boring because it was full of theory. So the second part would be interesting. Like the practice work you are doing it here, right? So it would be I feel it's interesting. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all for joining. See you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.